Regan Slaymaker for International Boxing News, and I have the pleasure to be joined by amateur standout, former pro, and now world champion trainer, Kieran Farrell. Kieran, how are you today, my friend?
Hey, you know what? It's mad, yeah, what you just said there. It's a great introduction as well, yeah, but, you know, you got to speak this shit into existence, man, you know what I mean? I spoke that into existence. When I had to retire from boxing, I said that I'm going to train world champions, and on 21st September 2024, we done that with Daniel Dubois, man, you know what I mean? And to be fair, we did it when he finally beat Ergovic, but like it was just a cherry on top when we beat Joshua.
Definitely, I mean, boxing politics, that Hergovic win should have been the world title fight. We'll start there, obviously, with Emily Whitworth down the Matchroom gym today, sparring Maisie Rose. But September the 21st, I mean, has there ever been a heavyweight performance as good as that, especially by a British heavyweight in a world title fight, with Daniel Dubois beating Anthony Joshua?
You know what? There hasn't, you know what I mean? There hasn't, not a one-sided beat down against a good champion like that, you know what I mean? And yeah, we done it though, you know what I mean? So we're buzzing for that, you know what I mean? And like I say, just 21st September 2024, that'll always stay in my head, you know what I mean?
Definitely as well. And obviously, I have to bring this up, obviously. Fight week, there was a lot of nonsense about kind of the training situation, Don. Some of the stuff I was seeing was absolutely ridiculous and quite frankly disrespectful, but obviously people don't realise you've been involved in the Daniel Dubois camp, doing the pads with him, training him for a long time.
Yeah, so basically I I was over in Saudi Arabia. I got offered a job over in Saudi at the start of the year for 2 months. I was there, come back, and my son got poorly. Come back, and they basically I got a message, phone call from a friend. He said, funny enough, I've just been talking to Daniel Dubois, like, he wants you to train Daniel Dubois. I'm like, yeah, right, yeah. So then it's invited me on the Monday. I went on the Monday. Bill, see you later. And then I went on the Monday, and then I trained him, and my missus said, how did that go? I'm like, he's 6'6", I'm 5'7", and I thought I'd have to buy some high heels and that, but I managed it, and they were like, look, they loved it, and they want me there every day. I'm like, buzzing, let's go, you know what I mean? And I've been involved with him since pretty much every day since then, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Definitely as well. Have you seen Ishmael Salas? He's got the boots when he does Joe Joyce.
We googled that, yeah. I'm like, look, we need some of these. We're looking on eBay and all sorts of shit. I don't think it would come on time and that, you know what I mean? But yeah, no, I end up going. I said, what I'll do is I'll turn up with my thin pads and my trainers, and I'll just see how it goes, you know what I mean? And anyway, it went really well, so yeah.
Definitely, and I don't think Ishmael Salas is I think he's a very hard man to get hold of anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, what a night it was as well, and kind of sum it up, like Don Charles, very emotional. Obviously, your first world title fight, Don's first world champion as well. It's just a great night for the whole of the gym.
Yeah, 100%. Look, like I say, I'm 34-year-old, and to be involved in a night like that, like I put myself in a minority of people who have done that. Like, you know, everyone is people who've trained world champions, but not in front of 98,000 at Wembley. You know what I mean? So I've been buzzing. You know what I mean? Like I say, it's only a small group of people who have done that, and I can say I'm one of them. You know what I mean? So yeah, buzzing, and yeah, just Don was emotional. It's his first world champion. I was buzzing to be a part of it all, and I met Don like years ago. I was 19-year-old. I say, oh, that'll come about now. I was doing my thing. Like I say, I'm a good amateur fighter, a national champion, boxed for England, to beat some good fighters, ABA champions, Olympic medalists. I'd beat them, and I'd come into the pros at age 18, and I just had I had the eye of the tiger, yeah, and I just wanted to fight, man, you know what I mean? So then I seen Ashley Fairfain, he used to put like states, he's like 16 hours training. So I'm thinking 16 hours training, I'm like, what are you doing? We're in the gym for an hour. How are you doing 16 hours? So I'm like, I've got to question this now, and I've got to see what it's really about. So I'm like, yes, Ashley, British champion, yeah, this, that, I'm called Kieran Farrell, and this, that, I've got to come and spy, yeah. He's like, yeah, come down, it's called my gym, Finchley, which was Don's gym at the time. And I went, fuck it, I'm going down, got to train down by myself, turned up to the gym, and I didn't even have Wi-Fi on my iPad. I used to walk around, I had to go to a coffee shop, get Wi-Fi, next coffee shop, find myself, I found it, got myself in there, walked in there, it was like Rocky 3. I've gone down there, yeah, and there was like all these big lads there hitting the speedballs and out with the tops off all ripped, and it was like Range Rovers outside and shit. I walked in there with my little bag and that. I've gone in, and I went like, can we help you? And went, made spar Shafiq, and he went, you're here to spar the British champ, like that. I'm like, yeah, that's me, like that. So anyway, I went and sparred him. I did 16 rounds with him. Don Charles was training him at the time, and I think it was just before he fought Danny Garcia or something like that. He was British champion and that, and I was like, yeah, sick. And we had 16 good rounds, and I was buzzing. Like I met Spencer Oliver there, Don Charles. I'm like, this is great, yes, you know what I mean? Got my train home. I had the contact there with him, but I'm like, look, it was 10 years ago or something like that, more. I was 19 years old, so 15 years ago, yeah. And then, as it was, I was in at the Day of Reckoning show in Saudi. I was over there for training the amateurs at Mike Tyson boxing gym with Joe Gallagher and Scott Quigg. So we went over there at Christmas time, and then I met Don. And we never exchanged numbers, and because I always thought Tyson Jim might think something funny when on, like, we never exchanged numbers or anything. We got a picture together, or like put our fists up like, yes, Don, see you later, yeah. And then I come home, and then I got the phone call, and then I turned up, and then Don was like, oh my God, it's Kieran Farrell. They got told there's a new padman coming, so it was trial and error, a few different people. I walked in, he's like, no way, what are you doing here, man? I do the pads. Like, no way, you do the pads. Like, Essex. So I did the pads, and yeah, we everything just gelled well. It was like it just happened, man. You know what I mean? And I think, like Don says, full circle around. It's come round, and like we're here now. And look, we're a winning team. You know what I mean? And winning duo. You know what I mean? And like I think it's good. You know what I mean? Like Don does stuff what I can't do, and I say that. I'm like, look, he's an heavyweight coach, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not a fucking heavyweight. I'm 5'7" lightweight. You know what I mean? So like, he's a big guy who can take that punishment off Daniel. I'm putting that body back on for him, you know what I mean? No chance.
No, definitely. I mean, it's funny how this boxing game works out. Obviously, there's a lot of stories like that, but I mean, it's great to see the success that you guys are all having as well. Obviously, Emily Whitworth, obviously, debutante, turning over October 26th. Been with Emily a long time, I mean, but for those who haven't watched her in the amateurs, what can we expect on October the 26th?
Man, like, it's like a female version, like, between Lomachenko and Katie Taylor, like, and
well, that's a statement, Kieran.
Oh mate, I'm telling you, she'll live up to that statement anyway. So I ain't got no problem saying that, you know. She's that good, you know what I mean? And she's only she's like a little bantamweight girl, but like, look, she's coming through, man, you know what I mean? She won everyone with ease in the amateurs, like, that was easy, you know what I mean? Like, and it was just working and challenging. It became to a point where she got in there and like, it was like just easy, you know what I mean? So like, she was boxing for Team GB and that, and we're like, look, we need a new challenge. And she wanted a new challenge, and the professional boxing world were waiting for her, and this is the challenge, and we're ready for it, you know what I mean? We're ready for a debut. It's 4-2s. She boxed more as an amateur. She boxed 3-3s in the amateurs, you know what I mean? Now she's doing 4-2s. She's like, look, we're good for that, you know what I mean? And it's about getting her started. This year's all about getting her started. Dad passed away this year. It's been not a nice time for her, so this is like getting her started, get going, and then we're going, and you know what I mean? And then we'll see where it goes, you know what I mean? Like, but you know, she's got a massive future, you know what I mean, in the sport of boxing.
Definitely as well. I'm sorry to hear that, and obviously I'm sure Emily will do her dad proud as well. Obviously, we always see these standout amateurs kind of turning over pro, but how quickly do you think can Emily move on to that kind of, obviously with the domestic titles coming through now, how quickly do you think she can go to that scene?
So I'll tell you now, from my own side of things, I'll say with no rush. And when I say that is because I was 22-year-old and I was fighting Anthony Crawler, and I didn't really need to be doing that, you know what I mean? But I wanted to do that, and I'm sure as she starts going through the rounds and that, like, and the opponents, like, she'll want to rush. But it's like, look, there's people like me now who have experienced it, and like, no, you got to pull back. We got to pull you back, because like, if someone said to me when I was 21-year-old, Kieran, listen, you don't need to be fighting Anthony Crawler next, yeah, just chill, you know what I mean? Like, box number 10 journeyman, you know what I mean? Like, they say there's an old school thing, it's 20 to earn, 20 to learn, yeah. And I'm on that, yeah. I'm like, look, when you're that young, you don't have to be like, look, I was looking at Mike Tyson, think, oh, he's world champion 21. If I hadn't done that, then I'm like, fuck it, you know what I mean? But it's not that. It's not a race, and it's not a rush. It's like the thing where Atoma, I think Atoma's great. Just chill, man, you know what I mean? Relax, keep beating you got to beat, you know what I mean? There ain't no rush, you know what I mean? Because this is life, and this is your life. And you can set yourself up for life if you do it right. If you do it too fast, you'll end up with a bleed on the brain at your mum's bedroom, in like I was, you know what I mean? And that's no good, you know what I mean? That's not what you want.
Definitely. I want to talk about that, Kieran, if that's okay. Yeah, obviously an unfortunate circumstance in your career. Obviously, standout amateur, turned over pro, fought Anthony Crawler, and then it all kind of stopped all suddenly. I mean, couldn't have been a nice time, but we've just said the highs in your career. That was definitely probably a low point in your career, let's say.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest, there was some dark times there, and you know, I was depressed. I was bad, you know what I mean? I was in a hole, and it was not, it weren't easy to get out of, you know what I mean? And it took a lot of willpower just to like go, like, come on, I can do this. And I used to think to myself, I'm 22 years old, I can't be done. And I remember walking, I said one story, I was walking to the amateur boxing gym with a sweatsuit on, my brother was like, what are you doing, you mad cunt? Like, I'm like, going for a little training session. She's like, Kieran, you just had a bleed on my brain, what you doing? You can't go and just sweat it out anymore, just come home. And then anyway, walked up halfway to the gym, and I turned around, started bawling my eyes out, crying. I'm like, I don't want it to be over, I'm 22-year-old, why is it done? Why? But then I'll think to myself, well look, I'm 22, I've put 15 years of my life into this, yeah, and if I put the next 15 years of my life into swimming, I'll be a gold medalist swimmer or something like that, so I've got to do something, you know what I mean? So, but then my passion was always boxing, and I could have got into the family business and construction and shit, and made loads of money and become a millionaire and shit. That ain't for me. I love boxing, you know what I mean? So I opened an amateur boxing gym. It's probably the worst business ever. Amateur boxing gym, started charging kids £3 to come and play, punch the bags and that. We did that, and like I said, we had the success, and I'm here now, man, you know what I mean, and I love it, you know what I mean, I still love it, I still got a burning desire for boxing, and I said, like, even the 98,000, that just give me a taste of the success. I love it, you know what I mean. I'm like, look, I said, as much as people say it might be the pinnacle of what you might ever achieve, I'm like, no, look, I'm seeing Canelo, I'm seeing Vegas, I'm seeing fucking different things, you know what I mean, and everyone thinks I'm a mad bastard, but I've been that mad bastard, and that mad bastard's been at Wembley in front of 98,000, so I'm doing something right, you know what I mean.
The mad bastards always do something right. Kieran as well. I mean, final one for me, because I'm very aware that we've already spoken for 12 minutes. I could talk to you all day. The final one, Kieran, kind of just touched on there. We ask everyone who comes on the channel this. When all's said and done, what does boxing mean to you?
Mate, boxing's life, man, you know what I mean? No boxing, no life, it's the truth, man, you know what I mean? That's the biggest statement ever, that's what it is. I don't know what, look, I'm not saying, I'll be drugs and fucking, I'll be in prison and all that shit, you know, if I weren't boxing, but you don't know, like, you know what I mean, like, there's so much shit happening in the world at the minute, you know what I mean, like, boxing's steered me away from all of that, and I'm here, you know what I mean, I'm in Matchroom Gym in Brentwood, you know what I mean, it's all good, you know what I mean, it's better than being in some places where I could be, you know what I mean, so yeah, boxing's everything.
Definitely, and your story is an inspirational one for sure, Kieran. I think we could do a podcast, we'll definitely sort that out, but Kieran Farrell, thank you very much, and best of luck with Emily on October 26th.